Welcome to Spectrum News at 4. I'm Rita Inung coming to you live from Uyo. Let's take a look at the headlines. Federal government moves to close $2.3 trillion infrastructure gap through PPP. PDP, Labour Party condemn Benue killings, ask Tinubu to act decisively. Plus, Iran accuses G7 of siding with Israel on de-escalation call. Details of these stories and more in a moment. Good afternoon and thank you for staying tuned. We begin the news at this hour from the national scene where the federal government said it is targeting to close the infrastructural gap in Nigeria through a public-private partnership arrangement. The Director General of the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, ICRC, Jobson Iwilefo, stated this today during a two-day Nigerian Private-Public Partnership Summit 2025 at the State House Conference Center, Abuja. The summit, which has Vice President Kashim Shettima, was themed Unlocking Nigeria's Potential, the role of PPPs in delivering the renewed hope agenda. President Bola Tinubu, the federal government, has repositioned infrastructure as a key driver of inclusive growth and for promoting PPPs as a governance model rooted in innovation, efficiency, and accountability. Meanwhile, the Federal Ministry of Arts, Culture, Tourism and Creative Economy has signed a 5-year partnership with Ananse Internet Group to establish a network of design and innovation hubs, sealed through a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU). The partnership kickstarts Ananse's Center for Design with the first hub in Lagos this year. According to the ministry, the initiative aligns with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda and will drive diversification, jobs, and youth empowerment through fashion, leather, and digital storytelling value chains. The minister, Anatu Musawa, said the partnership is a step in bridging creativity, technology, and entrepreneurship for national development. Musawa said the ministry will also provide policy guidance, funding, and infrastructure in selective locations, while Ananse will deploy its technical expertise, digital platforms, and internationally certified training modules to run the centers. Away from that, the Nigerian Governors Forum has condemned the brutal attack on the people of Yelewata and Daudu in Guma local government area of Benue State. The NGF, in a press statement signed by its chairman, Abdurrahman Abdurrazak, who is the governor of Kwara State, said the heinous act represents a grievous affront to human dignity which must be condemned. It condoled the governor of Benue State, Yacint Alia, and the people of Yelewata in Goma local government area of the state. According to him, the Nigerian Governors Forum stands in unwavering solidarity with the bereaved families and state government at this time of profound sorrow. In a related development, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) and the Labour Party (LP) have condemned the brutal attack on Yelewata community in Benue State on Friday, which claimed several lives and left hundreds displaced. The opposition parties, in separate statements released on Monday, warned President Bola Tinubu to take a decisive action that will see the perpetrators of the dastardly act apprehended and prosecuted. The parties commiserated with the families of the victims of the senseless killings in Benue State and other parts of the country and urged them not to relent in their efforts to ensure the security of lives and property in Nigeria. In a statement signed by its National Publicity Secretary Debo Olungaba, The PDP accused Tinubu and the All Progressives Congress APC of being largely unconcerned. And now to the Green Chambers, where the House of Representatives has continued its probe hearing into the alleged diversion of public funds worth 500 million naira leveled against the Federal Ministry of Transportation and the Nigerian Export-Import Commission by the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation. The chairman, House Committee on Public Accounts, Bamidele Salami, who presided over the session, highlighted the need for both parties to provide relevant documents on the facility in the next 2 weeks. While responding to audit query, Nexim Managing Director Abba Bello disclosed that the bank was nominated by the federal government in April 1998 as the national guarantor of the facility through the issuance of customs bond. The transit of goods and services conveyed from Nigeria and through Nigerian customs area to other ECOWAS member states under the ECOWAS Interstate Road Transit Convention. He revealed that 507 million naira is currently in the accounts of Nexim as a result of income accrued from the investment made into Treasury bill, while the sum of 170 million naira was spent on travels to attend series of meetings by various stakeholders. On judicial matters, the Federal Capital Territory High Court in Maitama, Abuja, has granted bail to the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, in the sum of 2 billion naira. Emefiele was arraigned on 8 counts bordering on the alleged unlawful acquisition of a housing estate comprising 753 units. He was also accused of embezzling and controlling billions of naira through proxy accounts. At the commencement of proceedings, Rotimi Oyedepo, who represented the prosecution, informed the court that the matter was scheduled for arraignment on an 8-count charge. In response, Matthew Boka-led Emefiele's defense team challenged the court's jurisdiction, arguing that the charges did not directly link the defendant to the alleged offenses. And now to Africa, where Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni has signed into law an amendment allowing military tribunals to try civilians under certain circumstances. Recall that the Supreme Court had called such trials unconstitutional in a ruling judge, arguing that military courts were neither impartial nor competent to exercise judicial functions. The Ugandan parliament passed an amendment last month to address some of these issues, despite boycott from opposition lawmakers who said the new bill violated the Supreme Court's decision. And still in Africa, a court in Mali has placed Barrick Mining's Lolo Gunkoto gold mining complex under provisional administration for 6 months. The move hands control of Canada's biggest operation to state-appointed management and is seen as a major escalation in an ongoing dispute between the company and Mali's military rulers. Barrick Gold has been in conflict with the administration over alleged unpaid taxes and unfair contracts with past governments. The decision, Iran accused the group of 7 nations on Tuesday of siding with Israel in its call for de-escalation in their intensifying conflict, now in its 5th day. At a G7 summit in Canada on Monday, leaders including US President Donald Trump had called for de-escalation of the conflict, while stressing Israel had the right to defend itself in a concluding statement. The G7 leaders said they were committed to peace and stability in the Middle East. Meanwhile, China today urged its citizens to leave Iran as soon as possible, as Tehran's conflict with Israel escalated. Meanwhile, China has accused President Donald Trump of pouring oil on the mounting conflict between Iran and Israel after the US leader warned Tehran residents to immediately evacuate. Enmity and a prolonged shadow war, Israel launched a surprise aerial campaign last week against targets across Iran, saying it aimed to prevent its arch foe from acquiring atomic weapons, an ambition Tehran denies. Meanwhile, the sudden flare in hostilities has sparked fears of a wider conflict, with Trump urging Iran back to negotiating table after Israel's attack derailed ongoing nuclear talks. And still to come in the news, Man United CEO Berada sticks to 2028 Premier League title aim. Stay tuned for details of this in a moment. Many thanks for staying tuned, and now to the rest of the news stories. On our business news, Nigeria's food inflation rate has declined for the second consecutive time to 21.14% in May 2025, down from 21.26% in April 2025. The National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) disclosed this in its latest consumer price index released yesterday. Similarly, headline inflation dropped to 22.97% in May from 23.71 in April 2025. The drop in the country's headline and food inflation comes despite soaring prices of essential goods. And still in business, oil marketers under the aegis of the Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria, Petron, have raised concerns over the Dangote Petroleum Refinery's plan to distribute fuel directly to filling stations and other businesses nationwide. Petron warned that the policy could lead to job losses and place Dangote in a monopoly-like position. With a production capacity of 650,000 barrels per day, Petron argued that the Dangote refinery should be competing with global refineries, not operating as a distributor in the downstream sector. Petron said it had previously raised the alarm about Dangote's intention to dominate the downstream sector, citing concerns that the company may leverage its market power to fix prices, limit competition, and exploit consumers. In health, food experts have warned that frequent consumption of fried foods may contribute to or worsen mental health conditions such as depression and anxiety, citing both scientific studies and clinical observations. They explain that these foods may contain harmful compounds such as acrylamidine, a contaminant formed during high temperature cooking, which could negatively impact brain health. Speaking with newsmen, the nutrition experts emphasized that diet had a significant impact on mental health. They pointed out that foods high in saturated fats, such as most fried foods, compromise the body's homeostasis, including brain function, and contribute to inflammation, which is known to play a role in mood disorders. To sports news now, where Manchester United chief executive Omar Bereda is sticking to his ambitious target of winning the Premier League in 2028 to mark the club's 150th anniversary, despite a historically bad season for Ruben Amorim's team. The 20-time English champions endured their worst top-flight campaign since they were relegated in 1973/1974, finishing 15th, 42 points behind champions Liverpool. They also lost the Europa League final to Tottenham, meaning they will have no European football next season. Recall that Beretta told staff of his Project 150 vision in September last year, setting out his aim to win the Premier League and the Women's Super League titles in 2028. On our entertainment news, Afrobeat superstar David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, has said he is anticipating his white wedding with the love of his life, Chioma. Davido made this known in a caption on his Instagram page. The father of four shared a video of Chioma on his Instagram story. The post had since gone viral, sparking widespread excitement among fans, who are now calling it the most anticipated celebrity wedding of the year. Recall that Davido and Chioma's traditional wedding took place on June 25, 2024 at Echo Hotels and Suites, Lagos State. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtvlive.ng. You have been watching Spectrum News at 4. I am Rita Eamon. Enjoy the rest of your day.